Hey everybody, it's me, Tuniscia O, and welcome to Tea with Tuniscia O. I got my girl Focus James from the Focus of Love, and she's gonna get our relationship all the way together tonight. Welcome, Focus. Thank you for joining us.
You are welcome. So excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I'm super excited for us to have this girl talk and all that good stuff, because tonight we are talking about how do I get rid of baggage? And a lot of times we don't even realize we have baggage. Exactly. So this is a really, really, really good one. So thank you so much. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. Focus and I are both part of the John Maxwell team. We're both certified coaches through John Maxwell team. We also are just helping transform people's lives, right? So that's the best part about what we do. And what do you want to add, Focus? Tell us all about you and all this great work that you're doing. She's part of Inspire to Speak, which is a certification you get from Les Brown, who's a phenomenal teacher, speaker. Yes. Oh, man. So tell us what you're working with. What are you going to help us free ourselves from today?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, as Tisha or as T already said, I'm focused from the Focus of Love. I got married at 18 as a Christian, trying not to sin, and created 10 more problems. So that's exactly where my passion came from, to create a masterful way to communicate, really transform love in the world, because we all deserve it and want it. Men cry for it, and men die for it, and babies cry for it. And that's love. So just reading, I was actually just cleaning out my mother's home. As you know, she passed.
Your condolences.
John Maxwell, when she had just transitioned. And I had about 8 Xerox box of books, seminars, workshops that I had been to around the country. And as I'm looking through, I'm like, wow, I've been to like 37 states, yearning and learning about life, relationships, and love. So a lot of history there. It was just amazing just to walk through my life with all of that down in the basement. So
yes.
Yeah, 2 degrees later, just a passion and a hunger for how we think and how we can get the love we want and have the life we love. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a fun fact, I know your baby boy, was he on, what's the show called? It's popular.
Yes, he was on The Voice, which I knew nothing about, and I had to binge it because he got on The Voice. So that was amazing in and of itself. It really was.
Whose team was he on?
He didn't make it, unfortunately. They didn't turn around. They said he didn't sing high enough, which is hilarious because his father's a pastor, and so he know how to hit all of those notes. And I think he needed to go to church on them. Why did he go to church on them?
You know what? Right? It's a different level of nervousness when you got these big chairs. It's just, you freeze up, you get, kudos to him for even making it, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't have made it to the stage. They'd have been like, ma'am, whatever your job is, just go on and keep that. You're good. It ain't gonna happen. Hey, Natasha. Hey, cousin Francine. Welcome. Hey, Danny on IG. Welcome, you guys. So let's dig into it. What are these nuggets? I just had to say that fun fact because that's so awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So awesome.
Go ahead, please.
No, I interrupted you. I just wanted to hear the fun fact.
Yeah. That was that fun fact that he got on The Voice, so that was pretty exciting. Yes, and the other fun fact, you mentioned Les Brown. We were like buddies that whole 5 days. He just was so friendly towards me. Even started calling me out, saying, "Focus, I know you have questions." So I had a ball in that whole. Yeah, we got.
I knew you were engaged. He was like, "This lady right here, she came to get some stuff. She came to get." Yes, and you left there with everything. But it's awesome that you've gone on all of these events and invested in yourself. And yes, it was 37 cities. I was going to say countries. That would have been fun. 37 cities in different states. But look where you are today. You know, I love it. I love it.
Thank God. I got my tea too. I got my tea too.
I know. People think it's a fun fact about Tea with Tuniscia. Oh, so some people think, they're like, oh, I want the tea, the gossip. That's not me. Like, I'm like the corny one, the L7 girl, the square one, who just likes tea. And so anytime there's an issue or something happens, I feel like tea just warms your soul. And so when I'm like, let's sit down and talk, you have something important to share, let me get you a cup of tea. If you break your leg, let me get you a cup of tea. It's all the same healing. as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
And
yes.
so tea with Tuniscia, literally is because I'm sharing something so special with you, with my life and everything. So that's why you see me drinking tea, because I'm trying to calm down. Because before the calls, I'm like energized, but I need to like, okay, relax.
Well, I hear you. Well, I'm part of TLC as well, so I'm drinking my weight loss tea.
Congrats. Well, kudos to you on whatever you're trying to lose.
Yeah, just trying to tighten it up. I like being voluptuous. So
you girl, embrace every curve. Ladies who are listening, embrace every curve.
Yes, absolutely. So diving right into the topic of packing when you're in a relationship, right? So you definitely want to do the work before you get in, right? You want to trim down all the isms and schisms. You want to be able to deal with what you know about yourself that actually needs to grow and to overcome. And if you mistakenly somehow don't know, ask your girlfriends, call your exes and say, hey, what would you say broke us up? I want to learn about myself. And right? That can be healing in of itself, because you want to accept that because the relationship ends, it doesn't have to be devastating. It doesn't have to be, this is a person I'll never speak to. You don't have to block everybody that you're in a relationship with, right? If that's happening, please go to focusoflove.com and set up your 15-minute conversation.
Where is my book?
About love.
Keep talking.
Yes, because we want to,
I did this service. Beep, beep, beep. We're going to break to a commercial.
Okay.
Emergency interruption. Please notice that Focus James is the author of this great book. What is the focus of love? Having clarity, living your purpose, creating the love you want, and having the life you love.
Woo!
See this? This is our commercial. Thank you. Stay tuned for our continued broadcast.
I love your energy. Yes, that came out of fasting. That came out of praying, asking. You spared my life as a child. I've been through so much, trauma. What is it? How you want me to serve people? And this is how it came about, right? What is the focus of love, right? Because we all are yearning for it. At 18, I was yearning for it. I was trying to come out of my mom's house, which was her dealing with her trauma, right? She was still unpacking and didn't know what to do with the pain, and then created more pain for me. And then I got in a relationship, which I thought loving God would be enough.
Don't we all think that though?
Yeah.
We're both Christians. We're good.
Yeah. We're not going to sin. We're going to get married. He bought me a home. The gentleman works overtime. This man was ready for marriage for the next 50 years.
He sounds like a winner.
That's a lot of women sound like a winner. And then we got in a relationship and started unpacking.
And that's what leads us to this topic today.
You got it. So the things that will unravel that you haven't complete from your past, so you don't understand, there's a level of emotional intelligence that you have to have as you're unpacking to get. Most of the time, some of the time, it's not even their fault. It's about what you have going on inside, that you're triggered by a smell, a taste, an attitude, a face, a frown. And before you know it, you're on 10 and you're wondering, your significant other is like, where did all that come from?
Right.
Absolutely. So how do you deal with that when stuff starts popping up? Well, one, listening to shows like you and I have, right? On YouTube, it's so much content out there. Yeah, anything you're troubled by, you can Google it, YouTube, you can, call me, call T, and help you need. So it's so many resources, right? Yes. I'll give you a great story, I think really hones it in. I'm single, so I do online dating.
We recently had the pleasure of having an offline conversation about your online dating.
Yes.
Quite entertaining. Hey guys, if you're single and you just want somebody to chit chat with who's entertained, because I'm happily married, I'm entertained. So if you can't trust any of your friends, Focus will tell you, I'm going to chit chat with you because it's entertaining to me. Like, you know what I mean? So, hey, being married, it's the same. It's different every day, but it's the same. So I like hearing these fun stories. So thank you for that. That was fun.
You're welcome.
I love a follow-up. Anybody single out there and you just want somebody to be entertained? I'm entertained.
So yes, but you were definitely tickled. Well, this gentleman and I, we were messaging on the site and then finally got off the site and we were chatting on the phone and we're just talking. And he's like, what's one of the things that, you would really like in a man? I said, I would really like a man to be able to just take care of my car. Like change the tire, get the oil done. I would really love to not have to do that because I do so much in so many areas. I would tap in that feminine side that my gentleman takes care of my car.
Yes.
Oh, that would be nice. He said, but I don't know how to change the tire. I said, you don't? He said, my daddy never taught me.
Oh.
I said, wait a minute. I'm sorry. How old did you say you were? He said 44. I said, we still blaming daddy?
Girl, I'm clapping because I know you just dropped that line. Congratulations. You asked the right question or whatever he asked because God saved you from that hole with one answer. The daddy in the tire. Who knew?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir. No. You're about 18. I'll even give you your whole college years, about 23, to blame your daddy about learning how to change the tire. But 20
on YouTube.
Yeah. 20 plus years later, we can still blame daddy because I can look up how to change the tire on YouTube by the side of a road. So
now I'm gonna give him some focus. Even if he would have said, that's not my thing. Yes. But I am glad to take the car to the shop.
Exactly.
Like my husband's not can he change a tire? Yes. Is he interested unless we're on the side of a road? No, he's not doing that. He's gonna take the car to, but he does that. He takes the cars, he deals. I don't deal with any of that stuff, right? Wonderful. So that answer would have worked.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Natasha said AAA. That's a good answer. But the daddy didn't teach you.
Yeah. Well, that was a major red flag. Because then he went on to say more of his dad being absent, and he began unfolding all his pain and his trauma of what he still blames his dad for. Now, gratefully, we didn't even have a first date yet, so I didn't have to do all of that, and I was not looking to sign him up as a coachee, right? So
good for you.
I knew that we wouldn't be a match because he had so much work to do. However, when you're now in a relationship and that begins to happen and the person begins to unpack, how do you deal with that? By supporting them and having their trust and ask them a question. Listen, I want to tell you something, but I'm concerned it might hurt your feelings. Do I have your permission to share it? And if it hurts your feelings, let me know how I could have said that differently.
So there's one thing that you tapped into that I really, and I'm going to have to greet my husband in 1 second because he's walking through the door.
Okay.
So if you're not like, what is this lady talking about? So the one thing that you just tapped into that's so good is one, you heard what he said and you read those signs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was like huge. Excuse me. Hey, love. Welcome. How are you, sweetie?
I love guys. I know.
Let me just say hi. How are you?
She's stopping her live. This is a woman that has it all, guys. I'm just giving her a shout out right now. That's
I had to give my baby a kiss, ladies. If you want to keep your man happy, you gotta get to that front door. That man, he's blushing right now, but he come running in here, and I'm like, "Hey, boo, shoot, the dinner's in the oven, no problem. What you need? I'll be with you in a few minutes." So.
I love it.
So it was a couple things. Sorry to embarrass you, sweetie. I know. But if they know me, they know.
I was going to say, he knows me by now.
He know I love my boo. So one, you recognize it because sometimes people don't recognize a comment like that. You know, that comment could have went straight over somebody's head. Oh, my daddy didn't teach me. Yeah, I know. My mom didn't teach me either. You caught that because you healed through that.
Yes.
So basically what you're saying is there are a lot of things that we can learn before we even get to the relationship phase of things to see if there's a lot of blaming going on and there isn't accountability.
Yes.
There's going to be something else coming down the line is what you're saying.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. These are the telltale signs and the red flags. And it's not a matter of even looking for them because we were actually on a nice roll. I was feeling the conversation, you know.
Yeah.
Amazing question, which is, hey, focus what you need in a man. What woman doesn't want to answer that?
Exactly.
So nicely. So I wasn't even looking for him and trying to poke him and prod it, but it will just ooze out. we're just going to expose ourselves to each other in a relationship. And if it's a healthy relationship, you want to. I want to be able to say what my flaws is and go, baby.
Yeah.
For me, my father was not present. He passed away at 10. So I want to be able to say to my gentleman that I'm deeply connected to, teach me how to love you.
Yes.
Teach me how to love you.
Yes.
Because each man is different, right? You're going to create a third more powerful mind per relationship when you're studying one another. So we create a safe place for them to unpack. If you're already in the relationship, right? If you're married, you're committed, and we're talking about the next 50 years, we have to create safe places for a person to go, you know what? I'm still struggling about my grandma. I don't believe they didn't. Whatever that is, having the space to be able to express that and then get permission to either, can I give feedback, or right now you just want me to listen?
You know what? I love that. And I've mentioned this before on the feedback, because as I was growing, and I'm still growing, but just growing to get to the Tuniscia today, I knew that there were things happening, like there were certain triggers that just upset me. And I was trying to figure out what it was that bothered me so much. So I had told my husband and the kids, hey guys, if I get irritated or annoyed, like really quick, talk to me right then about it so that I can see what's going through my mind, what's happening in that moment. Right. And so they were very happy to share. So then I tried it with my husband, right? I was like, sweetie, he said, love, no. You asked me to tell you. I did not ask you to He was like, I asked you to tell me. I'm good. Right. As long as he was committed to staying in there. I thought that was so funny. I've grown enough, like some people probably be pissed right now. I was cracking up. I was like, very true, touche. You didn't ask me, but I was just giving you free information. He was like, well, keep that for the people who coach. I don't want to know. So I love that you said that.
I love it. Yes.
You need permission. Yes.
Because otherwise it just, and I'm sure you weren't intending this, but otherwise to the other person, it just feels like tick for tack.
Right.
Like now that I'm sharing, now you want to share. So
exactly.
Yeah, you want to fight fair, if you will. You want to communicate fair, if you will, so that this way there's some growth from it, and maybe some hot, juicy sex afterwards, or some shopping going on, or some gifts going on. You want to fight in a way that's going to help you to grow. You want to be there in a way that's going to help you to grow ultimately, because frankly, we don't really win a fight, because for someone to win, someone else has to lose. So that means there's some pride being abused.
Yes.
There's going to be some self-consciousness about whatever it is that you're talking about.
Yes.
So nobody actually wins. So what you want to create is a win-win situation. So
absolutely.
And that person's sad. They're really frustrated. They're mad about something that happened 20 years ago. They realize, well, you know what? I do like cooking. My mom said I couldn't cook, which lands me perfectly. My mom was telling me I can't do hair. I got 2 thumbs.
That's what she told you?
She told me.
Get a lot done. You can figure out how to twist with 2 thumbs. Girl, I'd have been like, I got this, Mom. You could have got them thumbs to work, folks.
Well, let me tell you, how about 2 weeks after she passed away, I did my daughter's hair so beautifully. So wow. It was about 3 weeks, because it was after I went to the Les Brown event, and my son walked in and he said, Mom, you did that? I was like, I know. I never knew I can do that.
You were
setting that up. It was such a freeing spirit. It was such a, wow, look at me stretching myself. And I've been growing leaps and bounds since my mom transitioned, right? I love her dearly.
Yeah.
And it represented a lot of withholding. A lot of you got to fit in this particular box. We all have a family member or friend that just so is what they want you to do. You go to school to be a dentist, but they said you should be a teacher. So now you've been 30 years a teacher and still.
Yes.
That's some unpacking that's going to happen in that relationship. Because when your husband begin to tell you, you should shop at Walmart instead of Acme. Don't you tell me where I need to shop at.
Hello. My mama, grandma, everybody shop there. Yes. Yes.
You can just swing over, and you're not really responding to your husband. You're responding to that person that's been directing you or dominating you all
your whole life. I actually have a whole chapter dedicated to the baggage of life in my book, Empowered Stepmother. You know what? I jumped straight in. I didn't even say who I was, but it's fine. They'll find out in a little bit. But I have that, and the title of it is "Would You Date Yourself?"
Yes.
Like, you want somebody else to date you. I'm just curious, just asking for a friend. Listen, if you're in here watching, would somebody date you? You talking about the person you just met. You might want to ask some of your friends, in addition to the questions that Focus has recommended.
Yes.
Are you dateable? You know, your ex could probably tell you if, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
As dysfunctional as they may be, because I know it's always their fault, the reason why it didn't work. But I love that. That baggage is down to the grocery store.
It's down to the grocery. Something as simplistic as that will have you triggered, and now you're having these intense conversations, and it's not really about the grocery stores. You trying to be free. You trying to express yourself to a person that's not even standing in front of you, right? There's some conversations that still need to be completed around. And then also talk therapy. Talk therapy is a great way to work things out and work things through. You know, journaling is a great way when you find yourself unpacking and realize, it's not always their fault. Why did I go from 0 to 10?
Right. That was me.
Really,
oh my God.
Did it really warrant that level of emotion and conflict?
It never does.
Yeah. Typically it's balled up in a whole, and then sometimes it can really be that deep, right? And what would it look like to give up the anger and deal with the what so? Because then the other person can really hear you, right? So you may, and even when I was in a relationship a couple months back, I told the gentleman, listen, when you want to bring something to me, give me about a good 24 hours if it's deep. Because here's what I need to do. I need to call my life coach, 2 of my girlfriends, and record what I'm going to say to you first.
We told the man first. You got a lot of rules. First of all, I need 24 hours to call my life coach, 2 girlfriends, and hit the record button before you, girl.
It's something heavy. Because one of the things that we talked about, a couple things, but not because we were.
I'm still trying not to continue.
I want to know. I told him it was something heavy, but here's the setup. This is the fighting fair. See, I know my tongue is sharp, right? I had the power of what? Life and death in our tongue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very witty. When you walk into my family reunions, oh God, they can crush you in 2 seconds. The humor is funny. It's funny, but you
hurts.
Shower that night crying and be like, oh, believe me, bust on me talking about that. Right? So I already know that I have the ability to do that. So if it's something heavy or something that we're getting intense about, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest on that. Give me 24 hours. Because what I don't want to do, I don't want to devastate him. I don't want to advocate a cup him. I don't want to say something I never can take back.
Right.
That's me learning myself.
Yeah.
And having self-reflection, knowing I better not answer that on the fly, because that's not going to work out the way I think it is, right? And that's self-discipline versus me going blah. And then I take it back.
So I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a couple layers deep.
Yes, ma'am.
What if you began to deal with that thing, whatever that thing is, inside, so that you don't need 24 hours? Your harmony is your harmony. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how deep it is. You're not shaking me.
Well, that would be a lovely place to be.
It's doable. That's why I'm asking.
I don't doubt that it isn't. But here's what self-reflection is. Know when you're not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's right. So if I already know that I have trigger points, I'm not going to act like I don't. So here's what I said before is, if it's something deep, I'll let you know. And here's what now we actually, I think one time had that situation. For most part, you're right. I could dive right in and dance.
But I love it. And I'm asking for those people who will ask, because for some people, and for the audience, like some people may hear that, just like the guy with the father who didn't teach him how to change a tire for 44 years. You know, some people may say, oh no, this person doesn't have a sense of self-control, or they can take it down. But those are your own labels that you put on people. And doesn't mean that it's hers. In her case, she's saying, this is my limit. This is where I am. And I think that it's great for us to know. And what if we were all responsible enough to know our boundaries and know when we need to just shut up? Because sometimes we're so much more worried about what people will think if we just go silent, not rolling your eyes, smacking your lips silent, but just quiet. But we're okay with spewing all these things out at our mouths. And ladies, I just want to say this to all the women who may hear this video at some point, if you're not live. My pastor was just talking on Sunday. He was saying, women, you cannot degrade the man that you're sleeping in the bed with for 10 years straight and then wonder why he became passive.
Yes.
He wasn't passive when you met him, but you have badmouthed him, belittled him. You told him he can't do anything. Everything he does is wrong, 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 wrong.
Yes.
And then you want this man who's going to stand up. You see, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. Exactly.
Even if you say he deserves it, nobody deserves to be belittled.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody deserves that. So I just wanted to throw that in for you ladies. Yeah. If you're wondering why your man is silent and he wasn't silent when you first met and things are shifting, you might want to check how you are talking to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Men too. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, I got it. You were just speaking to our gender in that moment. I got it. How do you heal from that? How do you heal from that? Is to acknowledge it and get present.
Yes.
And I love the opportunity that you can create a timetable where you check in with each other on a scale of 10. Where am I? Where am I on a scale of 1 to 10? Mean I'm the bomb diggity. You will marry me all over the day. One, Drax, I made a mistake. And then of course you're gonna laugh at each other. And then you tell me, where am I? Now here's the challenge, is to actually be able to receive what that person is saying without trying to justify and go, well, hey, the reason why I did that day. No, that's not what we're up to.
Right.
What we're up to is causing transparency, because a lot of the time our significant others tell us exactly what we need to hear to grow in the area of love and deep intimacy.
Yes.
This scrumptious sex. But we have to go down to speed up and actually create a space. We can't always be in a hurry paying bills, taking care of the kids, jumping in and out, hit it or quit it.
I love you so much. I'm laughing because I'm like, focus, insert sex now. Insert sex. Focus is like, I'm gonna give me a husband because scrumptious sex. I can't remember the description you gave earlier, but I'm loving all of these descriptions. I hope that you're having whatever level of sex she's describing.
Oh, hilarious. Right now this is about the audience, so I wasn't even thinking about myself personally.
Oh no, they're adults, but I love.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think I have kids. I hope your kids. If you don't see Ike in the screen, probably. So if you don't see my younger baby boy in the screen, then I'm talking to adults. Yeah, there we go. Natasha said juicy sex. There she goes. She. Precisely.
What is the point? To me, what is the point? If I'm going to lay next to you and I pick one person out of 7 billion people, I want some scrumptious, juicy sex. I want it to be intimate. I want the long drawn out. I want to hit it early in the morning. I want everything.
But it happens before you get
it. That is
exactly what you're saying. Please keep talking to the audience. My dinner, I smell it. I need to get it out. My husband told me, y'all saw my boo walk in. Keep telling him.
I love it. Yes. Well, first of all, I got to acknowledge T, how she done got up and checked in with her husband. She's still cooking dinner. She making it all work and making no apologies for it, and allow her guests to kind of co-host so that she can still run her household. Ladies, we don't have to give up the go up in the sense of who we are authentically. So you see her authentically jumping up to say hi to her husband, authentically checking on her dinner to make sure that it's okay. So I just love it. Well, if you're just chiming in, this is Focus from the Focus of Love. And I'm the guest of Tisha on today. And we're talking about unpacking in a relationship. Thank you. We're talking about unpacking in a relationship. And so that you can have the life you love and have the love that you really desire and that you want.
And the scrumptious sex that she's been talking about in the show. Yes. All of that.
What's the point?
I'm trying to tell you. Seriously. Real talk.
No, because I really believe relationships, you have two great minds that then create a third more powerful mind and vision for life and purpose, right? So it's way beyond just the fact of being
So
able,
true.
but you want to have a powerful, loving relationship.
Absolutely. And it's so much deeper than ladies, just like men need to feel needed. Your
Yes,
degree is good. The fact that you're self-sufficient is wonderful. You have your
yes,
own medical insurance. Congratulations. You own your own business. Kudos to
yes.
you. My husband, even when I was in corporate America, I was a manager at a publicly traded company before I left my job. My husband always reminded me, and I was still the woman now who cooks and welcomes him when he comes in. He was like, hey, leave whatever it is that's happening at work. You
Hello.
don't run. Leave that right outside the door. When you come in
Yes,
here,
yes.
I just want you to be my wife. The kids
Come
just
on.
want me to be mom. That's
Wow.
it. Just be the
Wow.
wife, be mom. All that
Yeah,
extra stuff, they're not interested anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah,
fall
yeah.
back.
Yeah, and I appreciate what you're saying. So that's very similar to what I'm sharing about my 24-hour notice.
Absolutely.
What I know my boundary is and what I need to have so I can process your husband. Like I don't need what it takes for you to be who you are at work here.
Yeah, not at all.
To be my partner, my feminine. I want you to tap in your femininity
Yes.
as the mother of our children. And
Yes.
see, this is why each relationship, you can't sit there comparing across from another, double date you wish you had. You don't know what the setup is.
No.
When that pillow talk is hit, you don't know what they're talking about. So you want to create from what you need, what's going to make you.
Exactly.
Well, I love that.
Because I'm telling you, I was rough around the edges. The lady you see sitting before me, oh God, it's not the one he got. Oh God, he could have act like he was ready to return the sender. I'm sure he wanted to return the sender. And that's like I told him, oh, you can't leave me. We right where I want. No, somebody else gonna benefit from all this hard work. No, sir. You get the pleasure of being with me. It's me and you, buddy. It's me and you, baby. We got this. You know.
Well, you were willing to take the coaching, though. I really put that out. You were willing to take the coaching. See, men and women typically tell you exactly what they need, and people wonder why they're so miserable. But when he changed, then I'll change. It doesn't work that way. That's not the law of reciprocity. Whatever you sow, you will reap. So you sow humility. You sow compromise, if you will. And that word compromise just became such a dirty word. But if you sow creativity on how to make your work, then he too will sow that. And if he doesn't, then, focusonlove.com. Let's talk about it and see what's going on that's blocking him and stopping him or you from wanting to yield what your husband, your significant other is actually asking for. What's stopping you from actually having a love?
Because the bottom line, like for me, the way we are in our home, and I know everyone runs their home differently, but for the O household, we all, including the 3 kids, operate under the assumption like whatever is happening, somebody else is doing, it's none of your business. So if I am beefing with my husband, even in the stickiest times, I had to look at myself. Okay. I did my 2019 goals and all of that stuff. And I realized when I wrote my goals for my marriage, nowhere on there did it say, I want my husband to do this. I need him to be this. I need him to be that. Because that's what most women do. I need my husband to do. If I pulled the book up right now and read to you what it says, it all talks about me. My desire to be loving when I'm talking to him, compassionate, understanding, living to light him up. Like I want to be that.
Living to light him up.
I'm living to light him up. How many ways can I make you smile? That's my goal. Like I can only focus on what I got to do as the wife. I can't control what he's doing or not doing. Just me. So that's what my list looks like. All right, what I got? The passion I need to find. Maybe you need to take a pole dancing lesson. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. I love that because what you focus on expands. When I sign my books, I put that in there. What you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on who do I need to be an amazing wife.
I just want y'all to know she's telling the truth. Read that.
Yes. Thank you. And you are just awesome. I love that you're jumping up for your husband. This is a perfect life example of how we yield to what to get the love that we want. And now you have a husband that's supporting you with your book, with your mission, and what it is that's important to you.
I'm so grateful. I'm
it's a
so
wonderful
grateful.
thing. And I love that you said that. You said, hey, I had to do some unpacking myself.
Me too.
It said return to sender. Thanks for being vulnerable. And yes, that's exactly how my marriage ended. I was jacked up. I was still talking to the man like he my brother, like we on the court, because I'm just coming off of the court.
But you were 18 when you got married.
18. Yeah, yes, and I want to just, I'm saying I'm owning my responsibility of it.
Absolutely. I love that.
On this side, I was definitely not polished as a woman, as a wife, definitely didn't know who I was, right? And on his side, he was still very well connected to his mother, looking for his own direction, how to lead a home.
Yeah.
Putting that together just didn't work. So he didn't know how to humble me and make the requests, and I definitely didn't know how to be subservient. So it was a recipe for disaster. So that's where this conversation is coming from. When that starts happening, what do? What resources that you go to?
Right.
Not on your knees in prayer, but also seek out some sources. And T and I are here for each and every one of you guys.
Yeah, and talk to us about, hopefully this is very good for you guys. Talk to us about what are, when they hit these, when it's time to address some of these things that if you just pick one or pick two, what are some of the things that you would say are the top 2 or 3 things that you can do if you're looking for something to happen immediately?
Yeah. So meaning like if the person's unpacking, how can you kind of get a quick break?
Yeah.
Well, one, like I think a very key thing for women specifically is to ask your husband to teach you something. So
That's good.
Is if he's saying you're spending too much money, only the number one issue in most relationships. Number 2 is cheating.
Yes.
So number 1 is money. Number 2 is cheating. So people is kind of saying, I'd rather that you not be broke and maybe dip a little bit and come on back. No, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. But
I was like,
no, that's a bad joke. People are more likely to get divorced because of money than infidelity, but that's a whole nother conversation. So if he's coming to you saying, honey, we got to trim down on the money, baby, let's sit down, let's look at it together. Can you tell me what you see that we can actually make adjustments? Now, and then the challenge is to actually be quiet and listen, not justify, not explain away, not do tick for tat. But what about when you went out with the boy?
No. Exactly.
To actually humble yourself, take it all in and take notes on what he says and when he applies. And then you can back it up, maybe whatever time frame later, and go, honey, I've been looking through our numbers and I see that and I made this point and that point. Can I ask you some things that maybe I think you can also contribute to help out?
Yes.
After you do your homework though, ladies.
Right.
Homework. After you're coachable and you apply what his request is.
Ooh.
That's my tip. Because
coachable.
Yeah, buddy. We got to be coachable to each other in a relationship.
Yes.
And then he'll be more likely to be coachable to you because you'll go, I did the homework. I did what you suggested. Here's what we got now.
Yes.
He at you with pride that he was able to actually share with his female side of himself, and you took it on and you obeyed, if you will. I know that's a dirty word to a lot of people. So I'm just going to say you took the feedback and put it in practice. If that
sounds good too. It all means the same, but yes. Those people who shut off when they hear the O word.
Yes. So that opens him up to go,
yes.
Want to tell me. And then you want to be gingerly, maybe 1 or 2 things. Take it slow, ladies. Don't want to pull out a laundry list of 10 things. Because too much of anything is too much of anything. Men, they don't want to be told but so much to do in the first place, right? Because that's why you married that alpha male. So you can boss him around because you got the ring on it. Like you just said, T, that's going to degrade him. And the man you fell in love with will no longer be that man. And you will fall out of light with him because you want to boss him around and think you're empowered to tell him what to do. When in actuality, you're deferring, weakness. You're causing resentment. You're causing him to rebel, if you will.
Yeah, and then the nice lady at the office is telling him how great he is and how sweet he is. And I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. Real talk.
Real
You
talk.
ain't even got to worry about ever telling my man he looks good. Don't be close enough to tell him he smells good. Dress nice, because his wife tells him every day, "Hey, sweetie, oh baby, you look good," like all the time. So
Yeah.
he doesn't need any extra compliments. We need to be the first line of everything our husband needs to hear. But we have to be in a place where we love him so, and are just literally living to light him up so much so that we can say that and him not be like, "What do you want?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
want the money?" No, you know what I mean? That is a real thing. I hope that
Yes.
relationships.
Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
I know I have to have you back to get some more tips, you know, and
I love that.
strategies on all these things. And I actually think it's great because for people who are listening, my husband doesn't, you don't see him on the screen too much. He's a little camera shy. So you mostly will, if you see him, more than likely he's in the car, because I just like throw the camera up real fast when he's in the car, get out because he's driving, and I'll be like, "Ooh, let's and he'll be like, oh my God."
I love it.
So like that's the only way. Other than that, he's camera shy, but he is the biggest supporter, and you know, totally part of our corporation, Blending Our Love, and all of that stuff. And so he's just an amazing guy. But I love that he has that level of support and all of that stuff and what I'm doing, but that's also because of what I give him. But I love this episode because people get to see behind the scenes of who I am as a wife. You guys get to see who I am as a mother all the time, chatting with Ike, and you know, but you really don't get to see my interaction of me running to the door when my husband comes in because I'm so excited and all that stuff. So thank you.
I love.
Yes.
I love being in the airport because then I get to watch people and see the love. I love all of that. Well, I know we're wrapping up, so I'll end with this with encouraging words for people that are in a relationship, too. Yes. And that is that, you know, it's literally, it's over 7 billion people in the world. And if that person chose you to come home and go to bed with and spend the rest of your life, it is your duty. It is your pleasure to serve one another to your highest level so you can actually fulfill your purpose while you're on this earth. They literally chose you. You've been chosen, and you honor that choice and really help them resonate to their highest being, and they help you resonate. It's a gift.
Yeah, it is.
People will die never knowing what love is. And if you got a glimpse of it, hold on to that thing and nurture it. Read your books, pray, fast, seek out, ask him, what do you need that will just make you be blissful in this relationship? Ask her, what is it that I can do to just make you know that I really value you?
Yes.
Some deep intimacy. And that's deep intimacy. Being able to look to your significant other soul and admonish them and ask them, what do you need?
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing when you can.
It really is. And trade in some of them girlfriends that you have. Might be time to trade in some of them girlfriends that aren't giving you some good. I only have one really good girlfriend that I chat with about my and she knows who she is. Not only does she know who she is, our husbands know who we are, right? So her and I, whenever we're annoyed about something, it's always, as soon as I say, "Girl, do you know?" Okay, it's always made funny. Yes. Even when it's something annoying, you know, or even when the kids do something, I know I can call her, and when we get off the phone, we're gonna find the lighter side. Even though I know she's there with me, we always find the lighter side. And so our husbands never get nervous when they know we're on the phone, because all you hear is a bunch of laughter. Anyway, you would think we were like teenage kids. We spend, you know, what you guys do on the phone. Like, what do you do? We're talking. We got this. But have that one good girlfriend that you can just talk to and share, but you guys can just be easy. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't require a stink face. Fellas, I don't know what y'all do, but I hope you got a friend that ask a man. I don't know how y'all communicate. Girls are different. I was just talking to the ladies, but fellas, find a friend who's positive. I guess, you know, that's my advice.
Yeah, they do the same thing. Yes, they do. And you're right. They just need to find a gentleman that's genuine, and it's about both of them at the same time, not just siding with him so that he can go out, you know, with him. But
to the club. Yeah. I told you she was so good. Oh boy. Thanks, guys. I thank you, Focus.
You
Guys, here is the book.
Yay.
What is the Focus of Love? Check it out. Check her out. It's focusoflove.com, right? Your website?
Yep, that's right. Thefocusoflove.com. You can order it there. And now Amazon, because my girlfriend Tish, she told me, Focus, get that book on Amazon. I was like, but what had happened was she was like, I know, get that book on Amazon, Focus. So I really think
that's what friends are for. See, our breakfast paid off. Who knew I was going to be late to breakfast and there was no food left, and I just sat down next to you in an empty banquet hall with several thousand people.
We clicked immediately. Yes. Immediately.
So I'm so grateful. I will give this. I am the Empowered Stepmother. This book is my book that I wrote because there was nothing available for stepmothers that was positive. I didn't want to be bashing the ex. I didn't want to look for a reason why I was supposed to hate her. I wanted a reason to find peace and harmony. And so Empowered Stepmother, grow, glow, and thrive harmoniously in your blended family is my love story to all other stepmothers in the world. I'm also a life coach. If there are any speaking engagements where this niche and my message would reach mothers in general, let me know. I'm open to it. And if there are any topics of love, got your back. I cannot thank you guys enough for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And we will talk to you soon. From my family, we love you. Ciao.
Bye-bye.